What's up for today? Well, I'll show you. So, I've got this hot air gun, or hot air fan, I don't know. It says heat gun on it, right there. So, the cord is not quite long enough for my liking, so here it is plugged in, and that's as far as it goes. I mean, it's just barely enough to reach where I would need it. So what I'm gonna do is replace the cord with something a little longer, and you know, it'll match. It'll be Joker colors. And let's just get started, shall we? So first things first is I've got to get this thing taken apart. Those. Maybe I'll use this one instead. So it looks like it's just got the 3 screws. And there goes my notification of someone messaging me. I might as well shut off my sound. I have I have one of those stainless steel magnet bowls around here somewhere. At least I used to. And hopefully, okay, cool. In here, got some added airflow. I wonder if I could block that off and get some better output from this. It barely hangs on. Okay. So, in fact, zoom this out a little bit so you can see most of my workbench a little bit better, as long as that stays relatively stable. Construction on it's pretty freaking simple right there. You just got a power switch, a full bridge rectifier for the fan, and then the resistive heating. Okay. Alright. It's no different than a hair dryer. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Just because I want to make sure that I am hooking it up to the correct pin. We're going to probe this. Okay. I've got that part figured out. And the irony of it is they used heat shrink tubing on the wires, and I would need the heat gun to heat shrink the tubing. Yeah. Full circle right there. I think the only issue is that I'm not going to be able to put this collar on the new cord. But I don't really think that matters much. And, you know, if you're one of the few people watching me, I'm pretty sure you're subscribed to me, and I'm pretty sure that this is kind of boring to you, isn't it? No, I'm kidding. The only people who want to subscribe are the people who are interested in watching me do this sort of thing, so I appreciate you. I'm pretty sure that notification bell thing that you hear YouTubers preaching all the time, yeah, you know, subscribe and make sure to hit that notification bell. Pretty sure that notification bell is already clicked by default, so alright, so there's the old cord off, you know, pretty dinky little thing. And then here's what I'm going to be replacing it with. And this cord has a fuse in it, which I have already bypassed because I had already intended on using this for some sort of other more intensive power drawing thing, and I would hate to hook it up to this and then just immediately pop the fuse anyway. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we've got the correct side. In fact, I think it's shown right here with the correct side that we're supposed to be hooking up. It's got ridges on this side, no ridges on this side, which means this is the one we would be hooking up to the switch, and this is the one that we would be hooking up to the other wire. Just to double check that that is correct. Do a quick sanity check. Alright, yep. No ridges. Connection. You know, 'cause that's what big power cord wants you to do. They just change it from ridges to no ridges halfway through the cord so that you can't replace it yourself. Or if you do, you'll get the polarity backwards, which doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to alternating current. But yeah, it kind of does. Not really, but kind of. Especially on a thing like this, the only thing is you've got a full bridge rectifier on the motor, which already converts the AC into somewhat DC. And then you've just got a straight up resistive load through here. So it's not like that really makes that much of a difference. You know, if I had some of those plugs, just plugs right into it, I'd probably be using one of those. Probably not, but I don't have any, so I'm not going to worry about it. I have never been a big fan of these helping hands deals because you can't articulate them the way you want to. And when you do articulate them, sometimes they're loose. I don't know. There's just a bunch of reasons that these things never really jived for me all that much. And that is some hot wire. Ooh, that is warm. And yeah. If I had like big clamps to hold this. Again, that's kind of an iffy thing. I wonder. I might be able to do that. See what I'm thinking? This is why I like having one of these dental picks too. They come so in handy for all kinds of things. Stretched out just a little bit. not quite. No matter. No, that should be enough. If not, I'll just do it again. Might be wondering why I didn't put that on the other one, and that's because I didn't think of it at the time. Boy, it just gets funner and funner, doesn't it? I can do a little better than that. Yeah, there we go, better. I'm sure in the factory where these are made, they just have a preform that holds everything together. Don't need any of this. And then they have a hot air gun to blast the hot air gun wires with, for the heat shrink. But this can work in a pinch. Sure, it doesn't seem all that graceful or streamlined, but it works. This is the way I've done it for years without a heat gun, and I don't even use this heat gun for heat shrink tubing. I actually use it for surface mount soldering, which again, it works. I mean, it's not ideal, I guess. I would personally prefer having a dedicated heat bed for surface mount soldering, but we get what we can pay for. In fact, I wonder if I can mod this to no longer have those gaps. Or I wonder if that airflow is like for additional... See that? They could have just made it a solid ring. But maybe the additional airflow is so that this thing doesn't get too hot and melt this. Who knows? But with all of the airflow going through here, it shouldn't. All of the heat's supposed to come out here. In fact, I might actually leave this little collar off so that I can have more concentrated heat. Because I feel like this wide nozzle just sort of pushes stuff around, whereas this, I don't know, I might put some foil tape over here and see if that helps. Oh, I guess the collar is needed to help secure this piece. Something to think on. Ah. I wish they didn't put these screws in with like an air gun. Because then you end up splitting threads. Or not threads, but it ends up, you end up like balling these things out, and then you can't get a screwdriver in there to loosen them or tighten them. And that's probably what they designed it for, is no servicing. You can't service this thing yourself. You gotta buy a whole new one. But yeah, now we got this nice long cord, and now I can plug it in. Whereas I could only go to like here before, now I can go all the way past my bench. That's amazing. I don't know what that was. Probably a piece of debris that got caught up in there. Anyway, that's all for now.